Okay, good morning. If y'all would like to join us this morning, we have Cameron Boggs from Give It All to Jesus Ministry. Is that correct? And he's going to open us up. His ministry travels several states, and so good morning.
Absolutely. I thank you all for having me. It's wonderful to be here. I just would like to open up with a word of prayer and give it all to Jesus this morning. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. God, we thank you for another day with breath in our lungs because tomorrow is truly not promised to us. So we thank you for this moment to be able to glorify you. God, you said that if we ask for wisdom, you are generous to give it. So Lord, we ask for wisdom this morning and for this day, for this community. You also said to trust in you with all of our heart and lean not on our own understanding. On all of our ways we acknowledge you, and you will show us which path to take. So Lord, we pray for your anointing. We pray for that guidance, and Lord, for a calm spirit as we walk throughout this day. Again, we give this all to you for your glory. In your name we pray. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Cameron.
Thank you.
Recording in progress.
Okay, good morning, everybody. This is Wednesday, November 19th, 2025. I call this regularly scheduled meeting of the Nicholas County Commission to order. Do we have any public comment?
No. Unless Mike has something.
No public comment? Okay. Would one of you gentlemen like to begin?
Make a motion to review, waive, and approve the minutes of the November 5th, 2025 meeting of the Nicholas County Commission.
We have a motion on the floor. Is there any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Motion is carried.
Upon review of the exonerations as presented by the Nicholas County Assessor, make a motion to approve accordingly.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion is carried.
Upon review of estate and fiduciary matters as presented by the Nicholas County Clerk, I make a motion to approve accordingly unless otherwise noted.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion is carried.
Upon submission of budget revisions received from the elected officials, the department heads, the commission will take appropriate action as deemed necessary.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion is carried.
Upon review of invoices as submitted by various departmental offices, the commission will take the appropriate action as deemed necessary.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion is carried. Okay, on the appointments, we have an opening at the Nicholas County Park and Recreation Commission. It's for the three-year term.
We have two of those, and I just want to table both of them, save you some
Okay.
reading there.
All right. We have two places open, and we'd just like to table both of them. There's a motion on the floor. Any discussion?
Yes, sir.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion is carried. We have an opening at the Health Department. Is there anything on that one?
Might have a guy, but don't know yet.
Oh, yeah, the gentleman from Richwood the other night.
Yeah,
He
he would
fits-
be
Fits all the narratives.
Eligible.
Yep.
Okay.
But he hasn't contacted you yet, has he? So I'll make a
Okay.
motion to table that as well.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion is carried.
And Mr. President, now that Brian's here, we may begin.
We can start since our
Yes.
legal counsel is here.
Yes.
Thanks, man, for
It's your
joining
turn,
us.
not mine. Okay.
Okay, let's just move on to our first appointment, and we are exactly on time.
Damn. That's why you timed it that way, right?
Yeah.
We have
Never late.
Ms. Lawson from Region 4 Planning and Development, and she'd like to talk to us about the Hinkle Mountain Broadband Extension Project.
Good morning. So what we have for you this morning is a little bit of a game of catch-up. We've talked previously about the extension that was approved for the grant for the project. And the development office has sent to us a formal grant amendment, which does extend the period of performance through June the 30th of 2026.
Okay, and this is what we talked about last meeting.
Yes. Yeah, they've approved it, but then they formalize that with a formal amendment to the grant.
And we have already voted on this. We haven't voted on this.
I'm sorry.
Do we need to vote on this, or have we already voted?
You did vote to request the time extension, so essentially you have approved this previously, and this just is following up with paperwork.
Okay. Do you wanna do
Was
it?
was this provided by the CDBG? Or
Yes.
the economic development?
Yep, they're synonymous essentially.
I guess, just for the sake of it, I'll make a motion to approve this grant amendment 6 to the Nicholas County Hinkle Mountain Broadband Expansion Project as presented.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion is carried.
Thank you.
Anything else, ma'am? You want to update us on anything?
That's an easy one for today. I'm happy to, talk about any projects in the county. Do you have any particular that you're interested in?
What do we, is all the generators, everything at Craigsville, the only thing we're doing at Craigsville is we're upgrading something, correct? Like a,
The water treatment plant is their next really major project.
okay.
It's very close to being in a position to go to bid. There are a couple things that came up. One, their prior legal counsel actually passed away, unfortunately, so they've had to have another firm come in, and they are wrapping up the preliminary title opinion. And then in addition to that, the PSD is undergoing a rate case with the Public Service Commission. They have to get through that as well before they can actually put the bid out on the street.
How's their merger with Camden coming?
As far as I know, it's going pretty well, so all of that has to go through some kind of court process. I know that they have another court hearing coming up, but I'm not exactly, I can't remember the details of what that will entail. But it does continue to make progress and it's moving along. At some point, Camden does have a couple of outstanding bonds. They did take out a loan on both their water and their sewer to do improvements. At some point, Craigsville will have to actually, take ownership of those bonds and incorporate that into their operations. But I don't know how far out that is.
And they're fully prepared to do all that.
Yeah, yes, they're totally on board to do that. It's just working through the process.
Now, I think I saw where the PSC made a ruling or a judgment or a plan or something with Craigsville to be the one to take it over.
Yeah.
But that's not like automatic, there's still stuff undergoing to get there.
They did formally name them as the receiver of the system.
Okay.
So they have the authorization to take care of the system, read meters, send out bills, talk to customers, take money, that sort of thing. And they are actually holding monthly meetings in Camden also as a courtesy to the residents there, just as they do, their own service area.
Transparency.
But I don't know, this is my first experience in, seeing a district go through this process, so I don't know exactly at what point everything is kind of complete and they formally, essentially Camden is Craigsville, as far as the utility goes.
Any other issues with anything?
No, just a heads up, at your next meeting, we will have some additional documents for you to sign for the Birch River PSD Heritage Ridge Waterline Extension Project. We had the implementation meeting with the development office. Commissioner Cole was able to sit in on that. It's just kind of a good introduction to the program, and we'll follow up at the next meeting with all of those documents that we talked about.
One step back for just a second, and I should have probably already known this. Does Camden's sewer already go to Craigsville, or do they have their own plant?
They go to Craigsville.
It goes to, okay. I thought the water was not an issue, I couldn't remember what's the sewer.
Outside of their collection system, I think the only thing they have is
That's
like
right, that's
a
right.
lift station. That's really the.
Right there in town, right?
Yeah.
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 How long do you think, once Craigsville takes over completely, it's going to take them, or will they ever recoup their losses and things? Or is that just going to be, well, we got it now, we're just going to write that off as part of internal debt? Or,
I just don't know.
I mean, it's not going to create them to be insolvency or anything like that, that they will be able to recoup and make this work.
Somehow or another, they'll have some means to make it work. It's a little complicated because Camden being a municipal system, it's kind of like the municipality and the waterworks are tied in together. They did have some reserve accounts. All of those are locked at this time. Our hope would be at some point Craigville would be able to access those funds, to have them to set aside, for those reasons. At this point in time, they're just kind of rebuilding that.
They put, I think, a little bit of seed money in, and then they cashed what bills that they had collected, paid Cowan a little bit of money, paid Craigsville a little bit of money, and I think they're looking to sustain it through that. And like I say, the accounts were locked down.
By the bond people?
Yes, but actually, I think it's the state auditor's office and the all the legal powers that be. The thing I would hope is that, and I hate to say it this way, but it's just, I mean, it is what it is that there would be 2 different rate systems. They would incorporate whatever debt they find out into their rate system, into Camden, and that, one
Does give
area
me
is
a
not.
question if that
Yes.
could be addressed then.
Yes.
With
Yeah, I
the 2
think
rates.
we definitely want to be involved at that point if need be, to make sure that, neither side pays for the other side. Yes.
Right, keep it equitable.
Yes.
And there aren't a lot of those situations, but there are a few actually within the county. The Hinkle Mountain area in Richwood actually has a different tariff than the rest of the city. And that was purposeful in, in making the water project happen to that area. Summersville also has a split tariff, and where the last big water extension they did was out Munley, like out 55. They have a different tariff, and it was for that same
Right.
purpose, to try to be fair in the rate structure. So it's not outside of the realm of possibility, but I don't know. The PSD municipal systems they have more flexibility in what they can do with their rates. Public service districts are completely under the review of the Public Service Commission. So just not really sure what to anticipate there.
And I don't think they really know the full amount of debt either, do they? The last I'd heard is they hadn't really finished a complete audit
Right.
and had everything.
Yeah, as far as I know, they are undergoing audits. It should be fairly easy for them to determine how much is left to service the loans, but there could also be other outstanding debt.
And I think it's like you were saying, they had their water aspect and they're auditing that, but that's as part of this, and they would need to audit the city aspect, and I don't think that's part of this. So I think they're trying to find out who would pay for that, where it would come from, and then what percentage of the funds from, or revenue from that, or the funds would go towards the waterworks versus
Yeah.
what would stay towards city debt.
And that's where it gets kind of muddy, because
Right.
it's like, what is it fair for the utility to pay for versus what is the town's actual
Right.
responsibility?
Okay. Anything else you'd like to update us on?
That's all I can think of for
Okay.
now. But if
Thank
you
you.
have any questions in the meantime, feel free to.
Thank you for always doing. Richwood, the Hinkle Mountain Water Project. Is that what we're on? No, we're on broadband. Are they connecting people? I mean, is it absolutely done?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, people are in service.
Okay. Broadband, when do you look to see, I mean, do we still have to have some meetings with CityNet before we can proceed with all that?
Yeah, there are a couple of outlying issues with that. One being there's going to be an easement that will be necessary from where where the tower is at.
Yeah.
That's where they will house their equipment.
Yeah.
And then they have to, have a line run from that, which they call it the hut.
Yep.
Yeah, to the first pole. And then also some kind of O&M agreement with the county commission for their use there at the
Just to make it official
emergency
and-
tower. Yeah, just to, have something formal.
Sure,
right?
sure.
I think legal counsel has prepared a draft of that for review, so we'll get that in front of you, and then we just really need to coordinate with CityNet to figure out the parameters of what this easement's gonna entail, so that we can coordinate with the property owner.
Okay. Well, thank you for your help as always.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, let's just keep rolling. Tell Johnny. We have the sheriff newly elected, been a year now. Sheriff Evans to talk to us about something. So, Sheriff, sir, you have the floor.
Steve, yes.
Oh, sorry. give you all a copy of this. This is just the top part is, Jeannie made that up on our postage situation. So I'll talk a little bit about that, and I'll let her talk about it too. So we've given $20,000 for this budget year, and so with our 2025 tax statements and receipts after payments and correction letters and all the things we have to do with that, that raised almost $2 of mailing. So we mailed out 1,700 delinquent letters at the end of September, which cost us $18,000. And some of the other postage we had to have with the correction letters and the receipts of payment and all that. So we're gonna be about, she's estimating about $15,000 to cover the postage deficit for the remainder of the year. The fire fee was on the other, what do you call it, machine?
The
Postage machine down at our office down there, but I think we're gonna have it moved back up here because Angie doesn't mail anything out. She does, she can just come up here and mail it out. If they have to mail anything out for fire fee, then it'd already be in this postage machine up here. So,
Now, was any of that overage due to the fire fee things being met out?
I don't think much of it was due to the fire fee at
Okay.
this time.
Yeah.
I was gonna say we could pull from there if needed.
Well, just say, if anything, even if it's not much, that should be reimbursed out of the fire fee.
Yep,
And Bobby's already set the fire fee account up on the postage machine
Oh,
awesome.
and stuff.
So that's been taken care of. That part we'll take care of, it's just
It was
our
just,
storage.
when we sent out the 2025 tax statements, we ended up owing software systems almost $13,000 for it. And then, of course, they come back with new addresses, and we send those back out. But the certified letters this year on delinquent taxes, it now costs like $10.74 to send a certified letter out. And we ended up having to send out a little over 1,700 of them. And then that put our postage in the negative now.
And the code makes us send out receipts,
Yeah,
and some counties doesn't do it, but I think the code says we need to do it. We have to do it,
yeah.
so.
A lot of counties does not send receipts unless they send a self-addressed envelope. But the code says that we're supposed to send the receipts to them and stuff.
So you think till July 26th, you're gonna need $15,000?
That's just a rough guess on it. Since Bobby fixed the fire fee coming out of their own account and stuff, we probably really wouldn't need that much, honestly, right now.
Is any of this a back pay? Well, I think we asked that, but a back pay to from the fire fee? That's put you in this, or is it all
No.
from,
No, it's all from the taxes.
all from the certified
Yeah.
letters?
And right now, Elizabeth brought us the paper on the postage, and the tax office is in the negative $2,200
On your postage
on our
budget?
postage meter, yeah.
When you hit
Budget, expended.
Right
Yeah, that's huge. Go from
now,
10 to
we just
30.
have to mail receipts out. We won't have any big mailings out until
I'm not saying they
July.
have control over that, but
It was actually probably more than that right now. because-
which that was of December.
So you wanna,
Yeah. So what do you think, why do you think it has went so much? Because you're probably 10 grand over what you did in '24. Is it, did you have more delinquents? Did the post office raise the
We
rate?
did have more delinquencies, and the certified postage did go up, a little over $2. Where postage has gone up and stuff, that's in the
So there's
certified fee.
there's 4 grand over right there.
And stuff.
The postage going up, and I mean, is that strictly like the postal service, or is that anything to do with our postage machine
The postal
service
service.
company?
Postal
Okay.
service.
Yeah,
Okay.
and none of this is reclaimed by the folks who are served or mailed those notifications out, are they? That's not a reclaim that we do. We have the
Yes.
ability to pull that back in.
no,
So there is a fee for publishing. Is that just what you put in the paper?
yeah, there is a.
So could there not be a fee for the other as well added to that? Because it should fit into the same category is being published in the paper.
If I'm delinquent, I'm the one that should have to cover the notifications, not the county.
When they redeem it, that's covered. I mean, that's part of
That
the money
fees
that they
that
redeem
part
back, so
of
that
the,
should
part
come
of the
back to us.
redemption, and that should come back to us.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
I would right now just ask for $5,000, just to make sure and then if we need something, later on after the first year, we come back, but we should, when they start redeeming that property, we should get money back.
We should, yeah, we should.
And that'll
get
come back to
money
your budget, right?
We should.
Good,
Yeah.
okay, yep.
So really you're down $2,000. If we get 5, you're gonna be 3 to the plus.
Right.
Okay. You wanna vote on that? Bobby, where's Bobby?
He's right around the corner.
Bobby.
Do you want to go a little higher versus doing this again and then?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Should we go ahead and vote to amend their budget now or wait till toward the end of the fiscal year and do it?
What makes it easier on you?
For now, just decide what you want to put into the budget, and I'll do a budget revision.
So what we're thinking about doing, Johnny's just asked for 5,000. So should we just do a budget revision for 5,000 and then you'll handle it at that point?
Yeah.
You guys okay? All right, do I
Kill
have
two
a
birds, one
motion on
stone.
that? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve, the,
You want to go a little higher just in case? Like $7,500 just in case? So we can always pull it back, that way we don't have to come back here again in January and do the same thing, or it's up to y'all.
you sure 5 will do it, or do you think you should give 7,500?
Just to save you guys, us doing this again.
Yeah, if you could give us like 7,500.
Okay.
That way.
Pay for the cost service.
Could that be coal savings?
Their budget's in
Say it again?
Their budget's general county's government.
I'll make a motion to approve the preparation and of the budget amendment for the tax office's budget for postage to raise $7,500. And those funds coming from the general county budget as requested.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion is carried. Anything else?
Yep. So I talked to Lindsay this morning too, but on your next page is the mobile cash systems that I want to try to get for the cruisers. And I brought our expert, Sheena, here with us. From the 911 center, and if you have any questions, she's going to answer them for you. But she got a quote for us from Motorola, and we weren't involved with the system when they got the system, the 911 center. If we, I don't know what happened there, but anyways, now it's going to be about $91,198 to install that in our cruisers. So I talked to Lindsay this morning and to see if we could maybe get a grant that could maybe offset some of that cost. Then I was talking to Sheena about she's going to check with us with software or with Motorola too to find out if I can get the city on board to go on board with us, if this is the same price for us in the city, a one-time thing, or if it's going to be the same price for them too. So the reason I think that we need this system is one, they'll have, with this whole system, they'll have laptops in their cruisers, and when they get a call, it'll come right up on their screen, and the deputy can, whoever's taking it will say they're taking the call. Everything's logged in, everything that we do, everything that they say on there, and we can print that out. One, we can be more transparent whenever we have the amount of calls taken, because myself and the chief have been getting printouts every month of all the calls that we take through 911, and sometimes our time sheets doesn't match up. Those guys are just forgetting to put stuff down on their timesheets where they're so busy sometimes. And so whenever you get the 911 printout, it shows how busy you actually are. And then plus, that would be on their system. So then whenever Lindsay would go to get a grant and we would need to show our activity or how many crimes we work on this for domestics or for B&Es or anything like that, then we could just print that right off to her. And I don't know how much it counts now, but I know one time that it really helped whenever you're going to get grants for like maybe extra police officers or through the cops. Then they'll show how much crime we have, how busy we are, and that could help us in the long run with that. So with the laptop mounts, we just got what was probably the highly recommended there on Amazon, which is the RAM mounts. If you get them through other companies, you're going to pay like what Shane them at, like $700 or $800.
Like 700.
$700 or $800 a piece, and we've got these for a lot less. They're like $290 something, I think.
Something around
And so we went with that. It's $5,881 for 20. I just got an extra couple just in case one will break or something like that. And then our laptops, we have a couple of guys using the older style laptops that we have that's been out of date, but where we've had a couple of the Latitudes that we've had before in the past, where like a tough book type thing, they've broken, a couple of them broken, so the chief decided we probably need about 5 of them. And so the whole project would be about $108,529.61. And you have I gave you a copy of everything in there. This is just something that I want to do for the future. I wanted to bring it to you all, let you all look at it, and then maybe see if we can figure out with Lindsay and if I can get a partnership with the city on it. Maybe we can, hopefully we can get something figured out where it would cost us as much.
And this is going to give you response time, more information.
It's going to make it a lot faster.
Probably a direct to, like you probably hit a button, takes you right to wherever the call
Yeah, and I
is.
can have Shane
Sure, actually,
won't you explain some stuff?
Sure. I made a few notes. So whenever we built our CAD down at 911, we built it for the future, and so we're prepared once law, fire, and EMS, once they decide to get it. So once they implement it, it'll be completely ready. So the back pages are just like straight from the Motorola site. It gives real-time information as soon as we start a call, and if it's for the sheriff's department, they will automatically get that on their laptop. And if an officer knows that he's going to take it, he can self-dispatch to the call. If he's on a traffic stop and we just have way too much radio traffic going on, and he can't get to the radio to tell us he's on a traffic stop, he can actually start a traffic stop straight from his CAD, and it notifies us that he's on a traffic stop. That also reduces radio traffic, where they don't have to keep asking us questions, we don't have to keep giving them more information as things are brought up. And if we have any alerts or warnings on a specific person or a specific address, once we type in that address, it's gonna immediately let them know that there's alerts for that house, whether it's a biting dog complaint or anything like that.
Does this go just to the laptop in his car? Does anything go to his phone as well?
It can. Laptop, iPad, phones, and also their secretaries can have access to it, so whenever they do their report system, it can automatically be submitted right there while they're on scene, and they won't have to do any extra paperwork once they get back to the office.
So I know with the state police officers, I believe when I was down there one day, I saw that they can track the cruisers real time. That way you're not calling out and asking how much farther or how far out. Would that incorporate this as well?
Yes, but they would have to have GPS in their cruisers.
All right, because I think that's a direct benefit right back to the constituency, especially with this type of investment. And like you say, it's gonna cut down the calling out, hey, how far out are you? You've got somebody wearing you out, and I mean, I get it. They definitely, they're 5 minutes out, they're 3 minutes out, they're 2 minutes out, that type of thing. So you guys would have access to that real time.
We would.
Yep.
Well, and a lot of times-
Through this CAD system, you mentioned they'd have to have GPS in the car. Is that an additional thing on top of this, or can GPS tracking be built into what we're looking at here?
I'm not for sure on that side. I do
Okay.
know that we have capability of viewing it from our center.
It looks like.
Now or will?
We could,
They do with
If
state
we
police
had
now.
the GPS in our cruiser installed, they could do it now.
yes.
Once you figure out how that GPS is integrated.
Because if we're gonna do this, I think that would be excellent, like I said, back to the residents, that they'd be able to say, hey, he's passing Jones Fork Road,
But
literally.
if y'all ever listen to the radio, or to the scanner or radio, when you're in those situations and you got 4 or 5 officers headed to the same scene, you may have one officer asking a question. This officer may be concentrating on trying to get to an intersection. He might not hear it, but, he could see on his laptop,
They can see where
what's
each other's,
going on.
they can see where each other's
Yeah.
at too, right? So they can see them from the 911 center and they can see each
Yeah.
other. So they can see how far somebody was out. Like if you pull a stop over and you've got some uncertainty, you're gonna know how far the other person is behind you.
And this is a pretty high dollar thing, but when you break it down, it's really only
About
$5,000 a car.
Yeah, you need about 20. Would you be able to explore that and see what the additional cost would be on that?
On the GPS?
Huh?
Yeah, I think we need to make sure,
Probably
we
your-
integrate that at the
most
same
of your-
time.
Most of your vehicles are probably new enough that they probably have it, don't they? Or is that something
Yeah, I
stripped
don't know
out to
if
get
we
the
could
price
just
down?
link into what.
Well, yeah. What's your
Ford
connectability?
Dodge already does, or
Right.
what, but we can check on that.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, I'll do everything possible, to try to save the county as much money as we can. And I'll work with Lindsay and I'll get with Tim Blake, and I don't know if we can do something before the new mayor gets in, or try to get something.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
one thing that really will be a benefit from it, correct me if I'm wrong, Shane, when that stuff, when the call initially starts, it'll all be logged, go to the officer's computer in the car, any 27s that's ran, any 28s that's ran. They won't be repetitive questions because it'll be on that laptop already for viewing. It'll be attached to that call.
Yeah, you'll have
That
immediate
call
access
number,
to it.
it'll have immediate access constantly, so if they need to reflect back to it, they don't have to ask, hey, what was the name on that 27, what was that 28? It'll be right there, everything that is ran will be listed on that CAD system on the computer, and it'll be real time. It'll all be right there to reflect back to, for future reference without having to constantly go back and, asking, questions.
We would even have the availability ourselves to run a driver's check, registration check,
Yes.
things like that, so when they're busy, you
Be
don't
awesome.
have, so city may have an incident going on, but I may have an officer down 19 or somewhere running traffic. And, I'm sure it's kind of aggravating for them if they got something big going on, you got a deputy or a trooper saying, hey, I need a 27 on this, whenever they can just give them and that will free them up a whole lot too, to pay attention to what they're doing, the incident they're involved in.
Well, if you don't care to meet with the city, figure out something, come back to the next meeting and we'll give you a decision.
That 27, that's tags and driver's license, so they could just do
driver's
it
license
right
checks
themselves.
and registration checks
That'd be
and
awesome.
stuff. And we even check for warrants,
Yep.
Yep.
if the person's got a warrant on.
That way you know what you're walking into. How long does that normally take? Like if I pull somebody over and I'm behind them, is that seconds, just as long as it takes to get to?
Yeah,
Usually.
Good.
usually it's just seconds.
That's it.
Well, for a warrants check, they still have to go up and get their driver's license
Yeah.
to provide us.
Yeah,
with
just
the
like
driver's.
the driver's license on the
Yeah.
car or the tag.
Yeah.
I mean, that
Once
to
we
me is
put it
gonna
in the
ease it a little
computer,
bit.
if DMV's not down or anything like that, then it's just a matter of,
About as fast as you can hit enter.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's really awesome too.
Back to the laptops, needing to replace some that are damaged. Are those insured? Can they be insured?
I don't remember if they're on our, I don't think they were.
I'd like to explore that and see if that could be something too, because that's pretty critical technology.
Yeah, I know
That ain't
some
cheap.
of them, at least two that we're using right now, they're pretty old. If they
You
wasn't
bought those,
insured.
what year, you know what year you bought those?
Yeah, I don't remember, it's been, you probably get a couple years warranty on them.
But I'd say
but, They're way past that. They're probably 6-7 years. I got that probably really ever came off the business.
I think so.
And then while everything's fresh in my mind, I think you guys are saying that I can type everything in. When I get back to the office at night, I'm done, or semi-done, quasi-done.
It has a great reporting management system, and it is made specifically so once they clear on that call,
Done.
yes.
Good. Maybe save
They'll be
time.
able to actually print it off from their computer right at the office rather than have to get a 911.
Sandy may have to do some more just to get,
Yeah.
to get it entered into the state system, but for our officers,
You're not sitting there 4 hours later
mostly,
trying to
yeah,
read
after
notes
they get
and.
that report out, the only thing that I think they may have to add to it is their narrative,
Yeah.
their action taking on what they done.
That's cool. Maybe even incorporate voice recording or
Especially
something
if
like
it's-
that.
Especially if it's a felony, they'll
Yep.
have to do a felony report on that. Most of their misdemeanor stuff, they'll be done, that might free them up, should free them up a lot more.
All right, thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commission.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you, guys.
Y'all take care.
Thank
Y'all
you.
have a good day. Roll into the, no, you wanna roll in or take a break? Let's take a break.
Short break.
Okay, we're back from our break, and now we would like to do the bid opening. We are planning on replacing some sidewalks that are in bad disrepair. So we are gotten some bids here. Looks like we have 2. And we'll go ahead and open them now. It is 10 o'clock. This was scheduled for 9:40, so we did give a little bit of a leeway. So, where's Mike?
He had to run for a second. He said we might have to do that. I think the elevator guys were here.
Okay, this one, do we want to say prices just in case?
Not
We
till after
probably
we
shouldn't.
review.
Yeah, we probably
Yeah.
shouldn't. So
There he is.
here's the first one.
Perfect timing.
So, they're supposed to bid both phase 1 and 2, correct?
Correct.
Okay, good.
Oh, that's Mike, where you at? Come up here. Don't say any numbers, but kind of decipher that.
The way I see it, that is going to be the summation of this, which is pretty close.
Yeah.
It's going to be the summation of this, which is way off.
Well, this is why I find some extra, I don't need, you know what I mean, like as long as we gotta have a valve in there somewhere.
Yeah.
So then it's just
But
all.
that's pretty.
So we added the
This-
hot water heat
Yes,
as
sir.
part of the bid. It's
Yes,
not
sir.
an addendum.
Well,
But,
like here it's broke
it-
out.
Yeah, it
Yeah, it's
got put in
broken
as an addendum. But, so right here, for radiant heat, he's going with the boiler system as opposed to an instant hot water heater.
Which would be electric. Well, no, we can.
Gas. Everything will be gas, but whichever route we go.
Yeah. It's just these 2.
So that's phase
Just
1,
2.
that's phase 2.
No.
No, that's phase 1.
This is just
with-
overall, you know what I mean?
this is with
That's
the-
just an
that's
overall.
different.
That is
With the
phase 1
plug.
and phase 2 together.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, what y'all get done, because I don't understand that.
It's,
That's about the same thing as every phase 1. Thank you. You don't see phase 1. That's 8 bucks.
There's something on the second page. I can't read
I
it.
don't understand that.
Oh, it's a phone number, I'm sorry. As long as it's not a bid
That's a lot
number, I'll
of
take a
zeros.
phone number, right? A lot of digits, you know?
Yeah. $7-8 million.
Can I see that one here?
Yep.
No, you're fine.
So total bid for phase one is that. Phase two, total bid for phase two is that.
It says total phase bid for.
Could you,
Do these,
So this one includes a standalone water
Yes.
system?
Yes, as opposed to
Attaching to the.
attached.
No, that's right, we're not attaching.
No. We're changing it up.
Right.
So
So they're both standalone.
it's useless, yeah. Abort so. Right. It differs from mine.
what's
for sure.
addendum one?
Would that be adding the plumbing? No, I don't think we did it that way though.
This is the entire project, correct?
Yes.
total base for addendum one,
Yes.
37. I'm trying to figure out what that is.
Total base.
Was that installing the flagpole, or was that the water?
Probably the water.
So do those add up together? That'd be about. So
4738. I'm just trying to figure out where this extra is coming
I think
from.
it comes in here, 1540, 1530. That total up. That total up.
Yep, sure does. Okay, I
That's,
see.
that's the point.
I got you.
But I don't really understand the other.
Right, here it is.
Take an executive look at this a little better. Can I make a motion to pull an executive session real quick so we can actually dive this out, not be over each other's shoulders for just a second?
Okay, there's a motion on the floor.
Make a motion to go into executive session pursuant to West Virginia Code 6-9A-4-2A. Matters related to construction, planning, commercial completion matters, purchase, sale, release of property, and investment of public funds.
Okay, there's a
Be
motion
my
on the
request that
floor.
only the commission and the maintenance supervisor and legal counsel retain in the room.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
We're in executive session.
Just 10:05. I'd like to make a motion to exit executive session pursuant to West Virginia Code 6-9A2. No decisions were made during that time. It's 10:10 a.m.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor. Is there any discussion?
Yes, sir.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion is carried. Okay, we are back on. We just opened 2 bids for sidewalk replacement in the front of the courthouse. We will not divulge any numbers at this time. We will get clarification from both contractors to make sure they bid exactly the same thing. And next meeting, we will have an answer on it. Okay, we have 2 ladies here that would like to talk to us about something. We have Tamara Mullins and Anita Groves.
We're here from the Nicholas County Community Foundation to present checks today from our grant awards. The first one is for the Nicholas County Veterans Memorial Park. And the park is going to receive $1,100 from our competitive grant process, which is the Sealinger Fund, Alpha Fund, and the Fund for Nicholas County. And so, I don't know, if we
Well,
could do.
Gary, you're the president of the park board. Will you handle this?
Sure. How you want to do it? Like up here?
Yeah, if you want to bring them up here, we'll just stand.
If you guys want to come up here, we can just get a
Okay.
photo and get flags. All their day here. Yeah, great.
Here, hold your big check. Good. There's that one.
Give me 1 minute.
Okay.
We have to reset the stage.
I'll see if I can talk and
Yeah.
do it at the same time.
Julie.
The next one is for the Nicholas County Animal Shelter. And we have one of our fund holders here today to help us present that check. And that is Donna Mazie and her donor-directed fund for the animal shelter, which her proceeds from her fund will go to the animal shelter annually. So that in combined with the Young Family Fund, who donated this year also to the animal shelter. They will receive $1,043.96.
Take your time.
Oh, yeah.
For real. Under pressure, you wouldn't be able to read my writing. Yes. I'd be like, I'm a lefty as well, so.
Get all your marker wiped off as you go.
Yes, wipe it off my hand.
Yeah.
The bad thing is I don't know if my writing looks any better when I'm not in a rush.
Let's call it a medical writing, right?
Yes.
Use checks, so I definitely struggle with that.
Yeah.
I might wrote 10 checks in 20 years.
Yeah.
Trying to spell numbers. You wanna like shift over and how do we wanna do this?
Yeah, yeah.
Like shift over this way,
Okay.
let's check in the center, and if everybody will kind of take a sideways 45-degree angle. Then we'll get these two guys here.
Gary's done this before.
Right?
Oh, do I need to fix
The
it?
chair's blocked.
Yes, yeah, the chairs. Yes.
Okay, we don't have anything on the agenda item, but it looks like we have a visitor. This is Kelly Vickers from the West Virginia State Solid Waste Authority. Management Board. And she would like to update us on some changes that were recently made at our transfer station.
Thank you, Tamara. Thank you.
So yes, I'm Kelly Vickers. I am the Business and Financial Assistance Manager with the State Solid Waste Management Board. And we work in partnership with all of the state solid waste authorities. And so as you are aware, the Nicholas County Solid Waste Authority is undergoing a reorganization and restructuring. And we were asked to come in and assist with that process and offer some guidance. Everything is going very well. It's very challenging. As you can imagine, reorganizing an entire entity has its own challenges. The board of directors has been great to work with. They've been very open to hearing our suggestions, offering us feedback. When we entered in partnership with them, it was, where are we, where do we want to be, and how do we get there? So we had a lot of conversations, a lot of hard looks at operational sustainability and administrative sustainability and financial feasibility. So we're looking at everything from a global view, how we can make the best changes to serve the citizens of Nicholas County, how we can make sure that the Solid Waste Authority does their job, meets their compliance and their statutory requirements for servicing the needs of the county and managing the solid waste for the county. And it's going very well. Challenging is the word, but lots of communication, lots of idea sharing. The staff that was left on site is doing an amazing job. They've really stepped up to the challenge. Again, as I said, the board has been very cooperative, communicative. It's been a very good partnership between the state and the authority. So just wanted to let you all know that we're seeing a lot of good positive changes over there. The landfill is running very well, and we're very hopeful for sustainability for the county.
Do you see that this was a good move from?
I think this was an excellent move. It did come with the full support of the Solid Waste Management Board. Nobody likes to do reorganizations and restructures, but when you look at an entity that is in a consistent net loss every month, not operating at peak performance, not really having a future plan for continuing to meet the needs of the county, you have to take hard looks. And the board took that challenge on and made those hard decisions. And I think it was absolutely the right thing to do. Yes.
How long do you feel like the partnership with the state and the Nicholas County Solid Waste is going to have to be with the state on site?
So our role never goes away. We will continue to always support in any way that we are needed. However, I would, best case scenario, I would think probably a good 6 months we will remain on site. at least 2 to 4 days a week. And a lot of that is just making sure that all of the compliance things are in order, making sure that we're meeting, regulatory requirements, training up the staff that is there on what needs to be done and how it needs to be done the correct way to make sure that we're going forward in the correct manner. SOPs, best practices, things like that. But we are available anytime that they call for anything.
And in the long run, would you say one of the goals, or I guess one of the healthy side effects would be, I don't want to never box it in, but the first answer was not going to be a rate increase, I guess is what I'm looking at. So if you run more efficient, you can minimize the rate increases, yes.
Absolutely, yes.
So the residents would see that as a direct benefit.
Yes, so, and that, all the rates are established through the Public Service Commission, as I'm sure you well know. And so what ideally you want to do is keep that rate as low as you can for the citizens.
Right.
But if you are not operating, operationally,
Right.
efficiently,
Right.
you don't have a choice. So we really came in with a very sharp pencil and sat down with the board, and for the past 3 weeks we've been looking at, is this really the most feasible way to run things? So yes, we do not anticipate having to ask for a rate increase anytime soon.
And it would be minimized by the cost savings if needed and applicable. Yep.
Yep, absolutely.
Like I say, you can't continue to run in the red.
Yes, and I think probably within the next couple of months we'll be out of the red with some guidance
Good.
and evaluations.
Any long-term hurdles that you see? I know, like they transitioned to a transfer station. They're shipping to Raleigh County.
Yes.
Does Raleigh have plenty of room for years to come?
Raleigh has plenty of room. They are actually, in the spring of 26, they're actually constructing a new cell, so they are actually expanding. They do have plenty of room. One very positive thing that is happening in the past maybe 3.5 to 4 weeks, the Nicholas County, so at the landfill, you do still have an open construction and demolition cell.
Right.
But yes, you're transferring municipal waste to Raleigh County. That construction and demolition cell was not being utilized to its fullest. And that really was just a lack of knowledge of what regulatorily could be sent to
Right.
C&D. So very positive news, just in the past 3 to 4 weeks, they nearly doubled what they're sending to C&D, which means they're keeping more at Nicholas, sending less to Raleigh,
Cutting
paying
costs.
less money
Yep,
out.
yep.
So that's already going to be a huge cost savings.
Right.
But yes, Raleigh is growing and building sales. I don't anticipate that being a problem at all.
And I think just as a general resident, that's something that would help me out tremendously is some sort of maybe media campaign, low-cost media campaign, if it's Facebook, of what is considered construction debris.
Yes.
And then, I don't know if the free days are continuing, because there's rumors flew all over Craigsville that that's going to go away, that they can't afford it, it was this, it was that. In my mind, that would have been augmented by the state, some state program. Are those going to be eliminated altogether? Are they going to continue?
So those are some of the things that we're looking at. Again, your free day program is included in the tariff, which is set by the PSC, and that was eliminated at the authority's request this last time. Do I support that? I'm kind of neutral on that.
Understood.
Some authorities, they pull it off really well, and some it's not. It's kind of cost prohibitive. So we'll look at that. That may be something we bring back for the residents. It is very popular. But yes, media campaign, education, those are all things that as the Solid Waste Management Board continues to stay on site, we will ramp those up.
Right.
There should be. There should be public education. There should be programs in the school to talk about recycling and things like that. So we'll get all that back on track.
I think more along the line from a lay perspective is I've told shingles can go, shingles can't, insulation can go, insulation can't. If you have plumbing in there, it's not considered construction. There's a lot of misnomers, and I think folks just get frustrated. They throw everything in one load, bring it up there, throw it up on the what they call it, the pad or the transfer station, and that way it goes. And I think if folks were more informed, they could get that reduced rate. I think construction's like 60%.
Yeah, it's like 60%,
Yeah.
49.
So they could see that savings.
The one thing that I can say just very quickly to make it a lot more helpful to us, if it touches trash, we can't put it in C&D. So if you're bringing C&D, don't put it in with your trash.
Right.
That's the one thing that causes us the most heartache. But if you think of it globally, anything that you can use to build a house or a commercial building can go in C&D.
So
As long as it's not asbestos.
shingles, insulation, if you're
Yep.
tearing a structure down.
Yep. it can
See,
go
and
in
that's,
C&D.
I'm telling you, I hear that all, no
As long
shingles,
as
you
it
gotta
doesn't
sort
touch
it.
your municipal trash,
Gotcha.
you don't mix it in with your dirty baby diapers, you
Right.
can take it to
Alright,
C&D.
gotcha.
Yeah, and that's, and we will educate on that.
Awesome.
And so thank you for that suggestion.
No
We'll
problem.
definitely start on that.
And then chemicals like paint, I was told no paint, then I was told if you put kitty litter or something in there that dries
has
it
to
up.
be dry.
Yeah, solid, like basically
Yep,
solidify
It
it.
has to be solid.
Awesome.
Yep. So there's a lot of things that we will,
Great.
yeah, thank you for that.
Uh-huh,
We will
yep.
definitely get that out.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
And thank you for the update.
You're welcome.
Is there anything on our part that you think would be a good idea to help at the landfill things?
From the state perspective, I think the only thing that I really see that is lacking in this county is litter control officers. Most other counties have them through the county commission. The solid waste authorities run on such tight budgets, it's really hard for them to employ litter control officers. So a lot of the county commissions take that on. So if there's one thing that I think the commission could do to help, considering, even just a part-time litter control officer might be something. Especially, you get people that are not gonna wanna come out in the snow and things like that, they're just gonna dump, or if they have tires, they're gonna dump. And that's another update. So we are working with DEP REAP, which is the recycling portion of DEP, to explore getting a tire truck, a trailer up there so that they can haul off the tires and recycle them, so we're not paying and eating that expense. We accept tires there at the landfill, but we pay to dispose of them. So we're gonna reach out to DEP REAP, and that would save quite a bit of money for the landfill as well. So things like that.
And they eliminated the recycle bins up there. Does anybody know why? 'Cause I used to take tons of cardboard.
Just not profitable.
It was not profitable, and they weren't.
But would that not reduce your footprint being shipped to Raleigh County?
It would.
Maybe partner with an outside agency, have them to come on and collect that stuff and take it out?
And that's the problem. There aren't a lot of recycling market. There's no recyclers in the market.
Gotcha.
So we would need to research that and do the cost comparison and the ROI. Is it going to be worth it or
Right.
not?
I got you.
It is certainly something that we encourage from the state perspective, reduce, reuse, recycle, of course. So we'll look at those things, and those are those 6-month kind of target things that we'll be looking at.
And that's what I'm saying, if I'm somebody that wants to recycle something in, I live in Craigsville, so I keep saying Craigsville, where do I take it?
Yep.
So that's what, so I'm just gonna throw it all in a bag and there you go, $1, I get rid of
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
So there's
And
no-
that's unfortunate. I mean,
Right.
we do always want to reduce the footprint,
Right.
but sometimes you have to look at.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying, there's just nowhere
Is
to
it
take it.
going to bankrupt us
Yeah.
to do that?
Yes.
So, but we'll look at those things, yeah.
Got anything, Gary? Thank you, ma'am. We appreciate you
Thank
coming
you.
by and updating us.
Absolutely.
I'll be here for a while, so if you have any questions, stop by the landfill.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Okay, do we have any commissioner comments?
I have one. So Richwood just did a ribbon cutting on their water impoundment, city water impoundment. It's going to increase their water capacity by 30%. That's really exciting. Some of the facets they integrated is the actual collection intake device. It's like a screen device that's in the river up there, so they'll be able to blow water back through it and clean it off, versus putting somebody down in the water when it's 20 degrees in the middle of January to get that cleaned off, because they've had a reduction in water intake. And it has there's a sluice aspect in the dam itself. Well, it's not a dam, it's a water impoundment structure, and that was for grant purposes. They can actually raise it once they start blowing that. They can raise the little gate, and it'll suck all that stuff out, so it doesn't settle right back down. So it's really, really, really neat. And then they've got a lab on site now that will test the collection water, the post-treatment water, or the pre-treatment water, post-treatment water, and I think there was 4 aspects to it.
3 or 4,
Yeah. So it was really neat to see that that level of increase in the city water in Richwood. So, but I think the biggest one is going to be that 30% increase in collection ability. So when we run into issues with droughts and stuff like that, the dam sits a little further down. I think it's slightly taller, and that'll serve the residents of Richwood and now Fenwick, PSD, very well.
And plus they added on Hinkle Mountain, so that added up quite a bit
Mhm.
to it.
So,
Okay, got anything?
2 things. Formally introduce Miss Lindsay Brady, the Executive Assistant and Grant Writer for the County Commission. So welcome. She's already getting to work with her minutes over there and We appreciate her willing to step on. And then two, it's been brought to my attention from the Health Department Board that, I mean, it's been an ongoing problem, but with the sanitarian positions, there are a lot of state statute that really prohibits training and keeping sanitarians. And, you know, we're all very much aware of all the different development that's going on in this county, and we're seeing some growth through tourism and so on and so forth. But anyway, I might be coming with an agenda item, and I've already tried to reach out to a couple of state senators and a couple of our delegates to try and rework that a little bit, because, you know, you're prohibiting growth when you can't keep sanitarians, and then when it takes 6 months to a year to train a new one, it's very prohibitive to the whole region. And so I think that's something I might ask the commission to look into as well, because the health department board is very concerned about it. We just lost one, but actually picked up one, so we got lucky. But before that, we technically only had one sanitarian for about 8 months. And that's not good when, you know, just kind of like we was talking about with the landfill, with keeping the communities clean. When you don't have sanitarians making sure your restaurants are clean. In fact, the new sanitarian's the one that had the call to close Long John Silver's for some structural issues. You know, we need to have adequate boots on the ground, and when they're so restrictive on how to become a sanitarian, it's tough for not only us, but I believe many health departments to be able to keep adequate staff to keep on top of that, on top of septic tanks and, you know, reviewing septic systems of communities like we've seen with Deer Creek Addition and places like that. So I think that's becoming more of a problem, and hopefully something maybe we could consider being a part of in a legislative push.
We had talked about that in the Public Health Advisory Committee, and I know one of the things they were looking at with the state health officer was that position requires a 4-year degree.
Yes, sir.
And starting pay in some areas is like $20,000 to $25,000 a year, depending
Yes,
on where
sir.
you're at. So they're looking to reduce that requirement and basically replace that with some sort of, for lack of better words, on-site formal training program or statewide formal training program that sets aside from a 4-year college degree and ramps somebody up a lot quicker. And I don't think that would compromise quality or the effectivity of the position more than it would make it the training more applicable to that direct position itself.
Right.
So core competencies and core skills versus all the ancillary stuff that you take in a college degree. So that is,
yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that is
and the cost
something
incurred to the individual
Yep.
just to go make
Yep.
that salary.
Yep.
You know, I mean that's a
it's
factor
probably not a
for
living
someone.
wage once they're paying back their educational liabilities and stuff.
Right, and that's just like we lost a sanitarian to Fayette County
More pay.
because of pay.
Yep.
But then we picked up a sanitarian from Fayette County because they wanted a different work environment. So I
Right.
mean, it's a trade-off, but
Right.
at the same time, you know, if you can increase the pool of individuals who could be in that position, I think that would help.
And I
a
think
lot.
there's only a couple of different things in my mind that you could do to address that. You raise fees, inspection fees. You try to source out, you know, funding from somewhere else, or like you said, you're slowing the progress of that. Folks may be waiting, you know, like when I opened up my restaurant, I needed to get that door open. I mean, we
Right.
put we put all of our free cash into it, and we needed to get open pretty quick. So, you know, you might be delaying folks 2 and 3 and 4 weeks, and
Or
you know,
months.
yeah, depending on where you set on, you know, on certain things, or like you say, houses or restaurants, facilities like that. And I think as we grow, the need's going to increase for the inspections versus the initial launch as well.
Right. And I mean, I think that's reasonable to help with the salaries, and if we can work on the
The
I guess
training
we would call it
requirements,
the licensure or you know, however they become
Yeah. the
certified.
certification process.
Yes,
Yep.
thank you.
I think it's going to be the most beneficial all the way around, because you can't print cash.
Right. That's right.
Good point.
Anything else?
You had 2. Was that the second one? Can't remember.
You did.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can count. No problem.
Couldn't
Just
remember.
takes me a minute.
I can't. One. Got a finger up on each hand.
I can count to 10.
Okay, the only thing I have is the terrible tragedy we had on the 8th of November. I'd like to express from the commission to Commissioner Roberts, took on, we all played a part in it, but
Absolutely, everybody.
Gary really went over and above to be there almost every day on site. To our OES director, John McGinnis, who literally lived there every day. And to all the businesses and the people and the volunteers, thank you from Nicholas County, period.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
I had $5,000 in donations just myself. And I know there were scores of other individuals and groups and entities donating all kinds of stuff. And I mean, I think it's something we can relate to directly.
that's Nicholas County. We just have good people. So, anything else? Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there any discussion?
Yes, sir.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion is carried.